Ma'am, shall we start?
Start, pa.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jonathan Philip from Unit 7. I'll be presenting a case on ulcer of the wound. Demographic details. Mr. Subramaniam, a 58-year-old male who's a cook by profession, hailing from Porur. He has come with chief complaints of wound in the left leg for 4 weeks. History of presenting illness. Patient was apparently normal before 4 weeks. Wound in medial aspect of lower half of left leg for 4 weeks. Started as a blister, burst out to become ulcer, insidious in onset, progressive in nature, and it has attained present size. History of yellowish discharge, scanty in amount and foul smelling. History of loss of sensation around ulcer. History of limitation of movements in ankle joint. No history of pain. No history of trauma, fever, or burns. No history of dilated veins. No history of loss of weight or loss of appetite.
Okay.
Past history. Yes.
So, go to the previous slide. So, it started as a blister. So, no
Yes, ma'am.
history of trauma or any history of native medication application for any other skin disease.
No, ma'am, no history of such.
Okay, so that should be mentioned because you have mentioned the history of trauma, but no history of any medication application over the leg. Okay, and any
Yes,
history
ma'am.
of itching.
No, ma'am,
So,
nothing mentioned.
okay, so all of a sudden it started as a blister.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Any history of fever?
No, ma'am, no history, ma'am.
So you must ask the history of fever also. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, proceed.
Past history.
Mm.
Patient is a known case of diabetes mellitus for the past 12 years. Not a known case of hypertension, asthma, epilepsy, tuberculosis, jaundice, or ischemic heart diseases. No history of previous surgery. No history of allergy. Treatment
Okay.
history. On oral
Mm.
hypoglycemic drugs for 12 years.
Okay. So, if possible, you can mention the drug name also in the treatment history.
Yes.
Okay. If the patient says, I'm taking glyphosate or insulin, so whatever, if you know, you can say, you can write also. Mm?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Personal history. Consumes mixed diet. No adverse social habits. No high risk behavior. Normal bowel and bladder habits. Normal sleep pattern.
Okay. Mm.
Family history. No history of diabetes mellitus in the family.
Okay.
Summary. Mr. Subramani, a 58-year-old male hailing from Porur and working as a cook, presented with wound in the left leg for the past 4 weeks with scanty, foul-smelling yellowish discharge. The patient is a known case of diabetes mellitus for the past 12 years.
Okay. Okay. I think this much is enough when you are presenting as a short case. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, examination you can proceed. So Nathan.
Yes, ma'am. John Lemma will take over.
Ma'am, I'm presenting the examination part, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you able to see the screen, ma'am?
Yes, I am able to see. Proceed.
General examination. The patient is conscious, cooperative, well oriented to time, place, and person. Well built and well nourished. Uh, BMI 24.2 kilogram per meter square. No pallor, icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, lymphadenopathy, or pedal edema. No syphilitic stigmas in the body.
Why specifically mention syphilitic stigmas?
Uh, um, uh, uh, ulcers can be syphilitic, ma'am. So to rule out that,
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
what are all the stigmas that can present?
Uh, Ma'am, condylomas can be present, ma'am.
Okay.
Alopecia, uh,
Okay.
and uh, orchitis, or
Mm.
and gummatous ulcers.
Okay.
And enlarged lymph nodes, occipital lymph nodes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hutchinson's teeth.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and perforation of nasal septum, ma'am.
Okay. So if you are able to answer this, you can present, or otherwise, it's not at all necessary.
Okay, ma'am.
Mm. Next.
Vitals, pulse rate 86 per minute, regular in rhythm, normal in volume, no radio-radial and radio-femoral delay. Blood pressure 110/70 millimeters mercury in sitting position. Respiratory rate 18 breaths per minute and temperature is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Local examination. On inspection, a solitary ulcer is present on the medial aspect of the distal half of the left leg, extending 20 centimeters from the tibial tuberosity to 4 centimeters above the heel, of size 20 centimeter into 5 centimeter into 2 centimeters. The ulcer is irregular in shape with well-defined margins, and the edges are sloping, edematous, and inflamed. The floor is covered with red granulation tissue and slough. Scanty, foul-smelling seropurulent discharge is present. The surrounding skin is hyperpigmented, scaly, edematous, along with loss of hair and brittle nails. No varicose veins are present. The rest of the left lower limb is normal, and all the joint movements are normal.
Okay, 1 minute. The size of the ulcer, this is your imagination size, or you have taken from the previous case? Any case you have seen previous batches?
I've taken from the previous batches, ma'am.
Okay, so you just see there is a ulcer size is 20 into 5 into 2. Okay, so your 20 is the length of the ulcer, 5 is the breadth, and 2 centimeter is your depth. Is it in? Is
Yes,
it okay
ma'am.
or okay? So the ulcer itself is a 20 centimeter. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is 20 centimeter from the tibial tuberosity.
Yes, ma'am.
You just imagine what could be the normal length from the joint, knee joint to the ankle joint?
Around
If for a general adult,
around 35 centimeters, ma'am.
okay, so if it is 20 centimeter from the tibial tuberosity, okay, and
Yes.
the ulcer itself is 20 centimeter, and below it's 4 centimeter above the heel. Such a long leg. Are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is a 20 centimeter from the tibial tuberosity and 4 centimeter above, the ulcer should be somewhat 5 or 6 centimeter, like that only it should be there. How can this 20 centimeter and 20 centimeter from the tibial tuberosity? Is it possible?
Tibial tuberosity is just below the knee joint, ma'am. So
Okay,
from
knee
that,
joint இருந்து நீங்க 20 சென்டிமீட்டர் எடுத்தீங்கனாலே almost you have come up to the lower third of the leg.
Yes, ma'am.
lower thirdல வந்துடுறீங்க. ஸோ அதுல இருந்து 20 சென்டிமீட்டர் நீங்க எடுத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுடைய பிளஸ் 4 சென்டிமீட்டர் above the heel, அதுங்க இருந்து நீங்க மெஷர்மெண்ட் கொடுக்குறீங்க.
Okay, ma'am.
ஓகேயா? So either this should be a small size, not 20 centimeter ulcer இருக்க வாய்ப்பு இல்லை.
Okay.
So and always you just give measurement from one aspect. ரெண்டு aspect கொடுக்கணுங்கிறது not necessary. So tibial tuberosity is a bony landmark, that itself is enough. If it is from the tibial tuberosity, 20 centimeter from the tibial tuberosity and 10 centimeter ulcer, that itself is enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, proceed.
Palpation, no local rise of temperature.
Yes, go back to this inspection. So, what are the other points you have to mention in the inspection? Inspection, you have mentioned no dilated, there is no varicose veins. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then any other important one? Because you have a large foul swelling, zero purulent discharged ulcer is there. Any other important finding on inspection? Usually, ulcer you will get a
Swelling, ma'am.
lymph nodes. That should be mentioned on inspection.
Okay, ma'am.
So the regional lymph nodes, either in the popliteal region or in the inguinal. Usually, you will get a inguinal nodes. So whether there is any inguinal node enlargement on inspection.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. But skin, you have mentioned hyperpigmented, scaly, edematous, loss of hair, brittleness of nail. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and on inspection, the other thing is you must mention the attitude of the limb and any deformity you are able to see. Okay. So
Okay,
that
ma'am.
also should be mentioned in the inspection. Okay. Proceed. Palpation.
Palpation, no local rise of temperature and tenderness. Inspectory findings of site, edge, and margins are confirmed. A solitary ulcer is present on the medial aspect of distal half of left leg, extending 20 centimeters from the tibial tuberosity to 4 centimeters above the heel, of size 22 centimeters into 5 centimeters into 2 centimeters, which is irregular in shape with indurated margins and a sloping edge. The depth of the ulcer is 2 centimeters and the base is made of bone. The ulcer is mobile and does not bleed on touch. Dorsalis, pedis, and posterior tibial artery pulsations are feeble in the left leg. Popliteal pulsations are felt in the left leg. Sensation is decreased in the left foot, and there are no palpable lymph nodes in the inguinal region.
Okay. So இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட் கான்ட்ராடிக்டரியா இருக்கு பாரு. எந்த பாயிண்ட்? The ulcer is mobile and does not bleed untouched. The ulcer is mobile. How such a huge 22 centimeter, 5 centimeter ulcer will be mobile, which your base is at the bone. Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
If you have a small ulcer, 2 into 2 or 3 into 2 in the subcutaneous, then you can make a movement. And you can say the ulcer is mobile. When your ulcer base is found by the bone, then how is it possible to make the ulcer mobile? Okay, very small ulcer only can mobile. The large ulcer, you need not to mention.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so that is most important. And another thing, whether the base is indurated or the base is not indurated, that is more important.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that side pulsation is feeble. Okay. Proceed.
Examination of lymph nodes. There is no enlargement of lymph nodes. Examination of vascular insufficiency. There are no signs suggestive of vascular insufficiency. And examination of nerve lesions. There are no signs suggestive of nerve lesions. Systemic examination. Cardiovascular system. S1 and S2 are here. There are no murmurs or added sounds. Respiratory systems. Trachea is in midline. Bilateral equal air entry is present. And vesicular breath sounds are here. There are no added sounds. Perabdominal examination. Abdomen is soft, non-tender, and there is no organomegaly.
Okay.
Central nervous system. There are no focal neurological deficits.
Okay. What's the diagnosis?
Summary. Mr. Subramani, a 58-year-old male hailing from Porur, working as a cook, came with chief complaints of wound in the left leg for 4 weeks. Is a known case of diabetes mellitus for the past 12 years and is on regular treatment with oral hypoglycemic drugs for the same. The wound is associated with seropurulent, foul-smelling discharge since 4 weeks. On inspection, an ulcer of size 20 cross 5 cross 2 centimeters is present in the medial aspect of the distal half of the left leg, extending from the tibial tuberosity to 4 centimeters above the heel. The ulcer is irregular in shape with sloping edges, and the floor is covered with granulation tissue and slough. There is scanty seropurulent, foul-smelling discharge. All inspectory findings were confirmed on palpation. The base is indurated, and the ulcer is mobile and the ulcer is immobile and does not bleed on touch. A provisional diagnosis: it's a case of chronic non-healing diabetic ulcer on the medial aspect of the left leg with neurovascular deficit.
Neurovascular deficit. What neurovascular deficit you are able to see? So your examination of the nerve system normal, vascular system normal.
Ma'am, there was decreased pulsations in the posterior tibial artery and the dorsalis pedis artery, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Then you must mention examination of the vascular system. You must mention that feeble. You must make a dorsalis pedis and the posterior tibial antitibial 1+1+. Okay. So that should be mentioned. நீங்க வந்து எக்ஸாமினேஷன் அந்த வாஸ்குலர் சிஸ்டம் நார்மல் சொல்லிட்டு நர்வ் சிஸ்டம் நார்மல் சொல்லிட்டு இங்க நியூரோவாஸ்குலர் டெஃபிஷியன்சி சொல்லக்கூடாது. சென்சேஷன் என்ன சென்சேஷன், க்ரூட் சென்சேஷனா இல்ல அந்த டச் சென்சேஷன் எது வந்து உங்களுக்கு அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கு?
there was sensory loss over the ulcer, ma'am.
The other areas?
In other areas it's normal, ma'am.
Skin around that should be mentioned. Okay, so neurovascular deficit நீங்க வந்து இது பண்ணக்கூடாது. As a general comment மாதிரி பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஓகேயா? So a case of chronic non-healing ulcer. Okay, that's okay. But இதுல வந்து neurovascular deficit வரக்கூடாது. Okay, so what is mean by ulcer? I think you can answer, or John can answer, or anyone can answer who are all listening the discussion.
An ulcer is any break in the continuity of skin or mucous membrane, ma'am, due to molecular death. Molecular death.
Most of the time, the examiner, most of the time, and most of the people, most of the candidate will get the ulcer. Definitely, ulcer as a short case. Okay, definitely everyone will ask what is the definition. So all must know what's the definition of an ulcer. Okay, so what is mean by chronic non-healing ulcer? Why you are telling is a non-healing ulcer? Why you are telling is a non-healing ulcer?
Ma'am, there are no signs of healing such as it has been a chronic since it's been like for more than 2 weeks.
Okay, more than 2 weeks.
More than 2 weeks, ma'am.
More than 2 weeks, the ulcer is not healed. Okay.
Non-healing as there is induration is present, ma'am.
Okay, what are the reasons for non-healing? So, if the ulcer is not getting healed by 2 weeks, what are the possibilities for the non-healing? Ulcer heal ஆகலன்னா என்ன ரீசன் இருக்கும்?
Ma'am, local causes and systemic causes.
Very good. What are the local causes?
Recurrent infection, then recurrent trauma, or ulcer on the joint. So due to the mobility of the joint, it's slow healing,
Okay.
poor blood supply,
Okay.
loss of sensation or foreign body presence.
And presence of foreign body and ulcer present over the bone, shin and other area. So the local causes and systemic causes, local causes, what you have told is correct. Presence of foreign body, presence of movement at that area, and recurrent infections. Okay. So what are the systemic causes?
Diabetes mellitus,
Diabetes,
Very good.
any malignancy,
Malignancy. Okay, then.
uh, or any trophic ulcers, ma'am, due to some neuropathy,
Okay.
peripheral neuritis, ma'am.
Mm.
Or systemic arteries, arterial diseases such as Buerger's disease, ma'am.
Okay. So systemic causes starting from your anemia, hypoproteinemia. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So nutritional deficiency, and then your metabolic causes. So when the ulcer is not healing, you must go for the investigation why it's not healing. So for that you must know what are all the causes for the non-healing ulcer. Okay. So if even if you have a presence of foreign body also, the ulcer won't heal. Okay. So you have to list out the causes for the non-healing. Okay. So what are the parts of the ulcer? So ulcer definition you have told. What are the parts of the ulcer? என்ன பார்ட் இருக்கு அதுல?
Ma'am, it has margins, ma'am, edges,
margin, edge,
floor, base.
floor, base. Okay, what is mean by margin?
Margin is the boundary between the normal epithelium and the ulcer, ma'am.
Okay, the margin is the normal epithelium and the diseased epithelium. Okay.
Yes,
so the margins are either it's a regular margin or irregular margin. Okay. What is mean by edge?
Edge is the area between the margin and the normal epithelium, ma'am.
No.
From the margin to the floor, that sloping or
Yes, what?
where falls of the ulcer.
Is
The space between the margin to the floor.
Yes, it's a place between the margin and the floor. That is called the edges. What are all the type of edges?
Ma'am, undermined edges.
Where you will see these undermined edges?
In tuberculosis, ma'am.
Okay.
Punched out edges. It is seen in gummatous ulcers.
Okay.
And sloping edges seen in healing ulcers or or any venous ulcers, ma'am.
Okay.
And raised ulcers without eversion, that is, they have some pearly white borders, white beads, ma'am. So it is seen in rodent ulcers. It's a type of basal cell carcinoma.
Okay.
And raised ulcers with everted edges is usually seen in squamous cell carcinoma or adenocarcinoma.
So squamous cell carcinoma, you will have a everted edges. What is the reason for that everted edges? So it's seen in squamous cell carcinoma. So that edges are everted. What is the reason for that eversion?
Rapid growth.
Very good. So because of the malignant proliferation of the cells at the periphery that overgrow the skin, so it gets everted. That's why when you take an biopsy for the ulcer, you are taking edge wedge biopsy that shows the normal epithelium and your diseased part. Okay. So the proliferation phase occurs at the periphery that overgrows. That's why it becomes an everted one. So that's called everted edges in case of squamous cell carcinoma. Okay, what is mean by floor of the ulcer?
Floor of the ulcer is the area that is visible in inspection, ma'am.
Okay, that should be mentioned only on inspection. What you see is the floor.
Floor.
Okay. What is mean by base?
Base is the area on which the floor of the ulcer lies, ma'am.
Okay.
It is
So
a
that base
palpatory
is
finding.
examined by palpation,
Palpation.
not on your inspection. So the base is where the ulcer rests, whether it may be in the subcutaneous tissue or it may be in the muscles, underlying muscles, or in the fascia or over the bone. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So all must know what is the definition of ulcer, parts of the ulcer. Each one you have to make a, you must know the reason. Okay. So this ulcer, the causes, what are the causes of the ulcer? Like you told, tropic ulcer, diabetic ulcer, arterial ulcer, venous ulcer. So the types, all these things you must know. So this case, how you are going to investigate?
Ma'am, differential diagnosis is venous ulcer or arterial ulcer, ma'am.
இதில் டிஃபரன்ஷியல் ஒன் மினிட் ஸோ நீங்கள் உங்களோட ப்ரொவிஷனல் டயக்னோசிஸோட யூ மஸ்ட் ஸ்டாப் டோன்ட் சே எனி டிஃபரன்ஷியல் டயக்னோசிஸ் ஓகே
ஓகே மேம்.
ஷார்ட் கேஸ் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணும்போது அல்சர் இன் த லெஃப்ட் லெக் ப்ராபப்ளி டியூ டு டயபெட்டிஸ் மெலிட்டஸ் அப்படின்னு மட்டும் போட்டுறணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் யூ டோன்ட் கிவ் டிஃபரன்ஷியல் டயக்னோசிஸ் ஆர்டீரியல் அல்சர் அண்ட் வீனஸ் அல்சர்னு.
ஓகே மேம்.
அது நீங்கள் வந்து ஷார்ட் கேஸ்க்கு மென்ஷன் பண்ண வேண்டியதில்லை. Okay.
Okay.
So that after investigations or if the examiner asked what are the other ulcers, what is a venous ulcer, what is arterial ulcer, if the examiner asks you just mention. Otherwise for the completion you just the provisional diagnosis ulcer in the left foot probably due to diabetes.
Okay.
Okay. The investigations.
General investigations, complete hemogram, which includes a complete blood count and erythrocyte sedimentation rate, blood sugar and HbA1c levels, lipid profile, urine examination for sugar and ketone bodies, arterial Doppler, renal function tests, ECG, chest X-ray PA view, to rule out tuberculosis and HPS-AG and HIV to take precautionary measures in surgery, ma'am, if
Okay.
needed.
Then?
Specific investigation, we have to do a culture and sensitivity testing of the discharge.
Very good.
And edge wedge biopsy, and X-ray of the left leg and foot or MRI to rule out any osteomyelitis.
Okay. I think X-ray itself is enough for the to rule out osteomyelitis. MRI, if you have a doubt in everted edges and other thing is there, then you can go for an MRI. Otherwise, MRI is not needed. Okay.
Or we can do a technetium 99 scan.
Technetium?
99 scan.
Why?
To rule out osteomyelitis in acute infections, ma'am. So
acute infections.
It won't be much visible in MRI or X-rays.
Okay. So then what's the treatment after doing all the investigations?
Treatment, lifestyle modification, which includes a diet plan, exercise and weight reduction, control of blood sugar by insulin and other oral hypoglycemics such as metformin, wound debridement, cleansing and cleaning and dressing of wound, and appropriate antibiotics based on culture and sensitivity reports, and split skin graft.
The ulcer is not healing, you can go for a split skin graft. Okay.
Advice to the patient, foot care and limb immobilization, ma'am, till the healing occurs. We can advise bed rest and MCR footwear, and screening for diabetic retinopathy, neuropathy and nephropathy, ma'am.
Okay. So what are all the problems that can occur in a patient with the diabetes mellitus?
Um, it can affect multiple systems, ma'am.
Yes, it affects multiple system. It can, what are the vascular system involvement in
Uh,
diabetes mellitus?
Diabetes can predispose to atherosclerosis, ma'am.
Okay.
So it can result in ischemic arterial obstruction, which can lead to arterial ulcers.
So it causes like that is peripheral vascular disease. It can affect coronary, cerebrovascular, and microangiopathy. There is microvascular involvement that can occur. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it affects all the system. So always you must do Doppler to rule out associated vascular involvement. Okay. That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
more important. So these patients are more prone for infective infections, and also when you plan for surgery, you have to control the hyperglycemia. Okay, so proper diabetic control is very important. Okay, so associated other diabetic, that is nephropathy screening, retinopathy screening is also very important. Okay, so for minor surgery, you just if the patient the diabetes is under control, you can make the patient on the oral hypoglycemic drugs itself. If you are planning for a major, you have to check the morning fasting blood sugar, and if needed, you can start a insulin with the dextrose solution. Okay, so the blood sugar should be checked every hour during the intraoperative for the monitoring of the blood sugar. Okay, so what is mean by SSG? Split skin graft.
Ma'am.
Mm.
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Split skin graft. How will
Yes,
you
ma'am.
take split skin graft?
It is we have to take a portion of the epidermis and the dermis,
Mm.
and we have to
Mm.
close this, close it with sutures, ma'am.
I think in Bailey, you can see that split skin graft picture. So you have to take it from the opposite side, and you have to make it small opening over the skin graft. What's the reason for making that small incision, or what's the reason for that? டெஃபினட்டாக நீங்கள் வந்து பார்த்துருக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இல்லை தியேட்டரில். எஸ்எஸ்ஜி பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா யாராவது? எனிவன்
No,
ஹஸ் சீன்?
no, ma'am.
யாருமே பார்த்துருக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அட்லீஸ்ட் ப்ரீ ஃபைனல் இயரில் இல்லை இன்ட்ரடக்டரி பேட்சில் வந்து பார்த்துருந்தீங்கன்னா உண்டு. டெஃபினட்டாக இதை பாசிட்டிவ் 1.5 இயர்ஸில் பார்த்துருக்க வாய்ப்பு இல்லை. ஸோ ஸ்கின் கிராஃப்ட் எடுத்துட்டு ஆப்போசிட் சைட்லேருந்து நைஃப், என்ன நைஃப் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்? வாட் நைஃப் வில் பி யூஸ்டு ஃபார் டேக்கிங் த ஸ்கின் கிராஃப்ட்? யாருனாலும் ஆன்சர் பண்ணலாம். எனிவன் ஃப்ரம் அதர் யூனிட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ கேன் ஆன்சர். என்ன நைஃப் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்? ஹம்பீஸ் நைஃப், HUMBY, ஹம்பீஸ் நைஃப். ஓகே, ஸோ அதோடைய பிக்சர் எல்லாமே வந்து புக்கில் இருக்குது, யூ கேன் சி. ஸோ ஸ்கின் கிராஃப்ட் எடுத்துட்டு 11 பிளேட் வச்சு யூ ஹாவ் டு மேக் எ ஸ்மால் இன்சிஷன் எதுக்காக போடுறோம்னா that will increase the surface area of the graft. சின்னதாக கிராஃப்ட் எடுத்திருக்கோம், அதை ஸ்மால் நிக்கு போடும்போது that surface area will be increased. ஓகேயா? அண்ட் தென் அந்த கிராஃப்டை அப்படியே உங்களுடைய அல்சர் ஏரியாவில் கொண்டு போய் பிளேஸ் பண்ணுறோம். பிளேஸ் பண்ணும்போது when you have an exudate from that ulcer, so that will come out through that opening, so that the graft வந்து அப்படியே அல்சர் மேலே வந்து ஸ்டிக் ஆகிக்கும். ஓகேயா? ஸோ த மெயின் பர்பஸே வந்து டு லெட் அவுட் த எக்ஸுடேஷன் ஃப்ரம் த அல்சர் ஏரியா அண்ட் ஆல்சோ டு இன்க்ரீஸ் த சர்ஃபேஸ் ஏரியா. யூ ஆர் மேக்கிங் a small mesh over the graft. So ulcer preparation வந்து before putting skin graft, most of the time your culture sensitivity should be negative. So there should be a good granulation tissue, and then there should be adequate vascularity, and then there should not be any osteomyelitis or any other thing. And the ulcer biopsy should be, there should not be no evidence of malignancy. இது எல்லாமே வந்து prerequisite. ஸோ உங்களுடைய malignant ulcerல you cannot put a SSG. So you have to make all these things. Vascularity இருக்கணும், எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு culture sensitivity negative இருந்தால் you can put a skin graft. இது skin graft போடுறதோட purpose வந்து to have a faster healing. Otherwise உங்களுடைய large ulcer it takes long time to heal. So patient will be going for repeated infections. அதனால to have a faster healing we are putting a split skin graft. So skin graft வந்து போடும்போது இந்த prerequisites பார்த்துட்டு you have to put a skin graft and the edges வந்து the skin graft fix பண்ணிக்கணும். And then you have to apply a dressing. The dressing should be open after 48 hours whether the graft has taken. ஸோ கம்ப்ளீட்டாக நீங்கள் போட்ட கிராஃப்ட் வந்து அந்த அல்சர் ஏரியாவில் அப்படியே வந்து ஸ்டிக் அயன் பண்ணிக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ இஃப் இட் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி டேக்கன் தென் இட்ஸ் 100% டேக். ஸோ there will be complete covering of the ulcer. What is the other name for split skin graft? What's the other name? What are the other grafts you know? What is the other graft? What is wolf graft? What is wolf graft? Yes, graft is split skin graft. Okay. What is wolf graft? Janvi, what's that? I am not able to get your answer. Okay, some disturbance is there. Full thickness graft. Okay, very good. Okay, how will you make a difference between an arterial ulcer and venous ulcer? Hello? John?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, arterial ulcer is usually associated with the ischemia, so there can be some pain, ma'am, and
Okay.
there can be gangrene formation. And arterial ulcers are usually on the dorsal aspect, that is below the level of medial malleolus, and venous ulcers are usually above the medial malleolus.
Hmm.
And granulation tissue is usually pale and arterial ulcers, ma'am.
Hmm.
And in venous ulcers, it's usually uh, a reddish in color, ma'am.
Hmm.
And venous ulcers may be associated with the varicose veins, ma'am.
Hmm. What is the other important point?
Um, I'm not sure, ma'am.
இப்போ நேற்றைக்கு தானேப்பா சொன்னோம். Yesterday only we have discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
There can be intermittent claudication, ma'am, in arterial ulcer.
Hmm. What's the reason?
Due to ischemia, ma'am. It can be,
Hmm. So there won't be any peripheral pulses in arterial ulcer. Peripheral pulses will be absent, whereas the pulse will be present in
venous
the.
ulcers.
So always you must know, and the site also is over the medial malleolus, whereas arterial ulcer occur at any places, most commonly over the pressure area.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then venous is superficial ulcer, arterial is punched out and almost exposing the deeper structures.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think for the short case, this much is enough. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Hope you won't have any doubt, because most of the people, I think, they have just joined and they are not listening to the session. Okay. Any questions from anyone? So back dressing you can do in a large ulcer area if the facility is available for the fast wound healing. Okay, so that helps to remove the there is a slough. After removing all the slough and other thing, you have to apply the back dressing. That can be changed into 24 to 48 hours. So that will make the faster granulation tissue formation. So once that granulation tissue is formed, you can go for a split skin graft. So this is also called a negative pressure wound therapy. So usually the pressure you can use, that is negative pressure you can use is around 120 millimeter of mercury. But that should be intermittent. Usually you have a machine, but I think in our hospital, I think I am not aware whether they are using or not. I don't know. So that vac should not be used uh, in a patient with osteomyelitis wound, and if you have a suspicious of malignancy, so that thing you should not use that back therapy. Okay, any other question?
Ma'am, what are the indications for amputation?
What are the indications of amputation? You just tell. When will you go for an amputation? Always nowadays, don't say amputation for this ulcer foot. As far as possible, limb saving surgery is the present era. Okay, even for malignancy, they are trying to preserve the limb saving era. So unless otherwise, this wet gangrene and this gangrene endangers the life of the patient. Okay, so that time only you have to go for an amputation. Okay, so and if you have an osteomyelitis, the bone cannot be salvageable. Okay, so that time only amputation. Otherwise, amputation is not the treatment. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
even in gangrenous foot, should we first salvage the supply and then do amputation, or first?
Amputation at the appropriate level. Okay.
Ma'am, no, but there is a gangrene. But still,
Okay.
should you like restore the blood supply and then do amputation, or you have to just
Okay.
amputate?
So okay, what is mean by gangrene? What's the definition of gangrene?
Dead necrosed tissue.
Macroscopic. What is that? So, the gangrene, if it is a dry gangrene and wet gangrene, you divide into two. Okay. So, if it is a dry gangrene, most of the time is due to the peripheral occlusive arterial disease. So, this dry gangrene may involve first in the digits or toes, and then slowly it ascend up. Okay, at what time the patient presence is the most important one. If it is a dry, you need not to go and remove immediately, because it's already dry, shriveled, and there is no signs of infection in that. The margins, there is a you will have a clear cut margin from between the gangrene and the normal. Okay, whereas the same thing with the gangrene with the sepsis, proximally the patient has a swollen limb with the signs of inflammation, and then patient is toxic and the patient's in the septicemic condition. Then at that time you have to do a amputation at the appropriate level. Otherwise, you may lose the patient because of the septicemia.
Okay.
Okay, so
Ma'am,
depend. Yes.
can you tell us about race amputation?
Asma, I could not get the.
Ray amputation.
What is mean by ray amputation?
I don't know.
Ray amputation, of the toe. You have to remove the entire toe or finger along with the head of the first metatarsal. The head வந்து remove பண்ணிடணும். அதுதான் வந்து ray amputation. Okay, finger na you have to remove the finger along with the corresponding metacarpal bone. அதோட சேர்த்து எடுக்கணும். That is a ray resection. Okay.
Okay.
So you have a lot of amputation, ray amputation, and below knee, above knee, and through knee. So different names are there. Okay. So that all depends upon the soft tissue involvement எவ்வளோ இருக்கு, bony involvement இருக்கா, osteomyelitis இருக்கா. That depends upon the involvement of the bones and other thing, and the patient's general condition.
Ma'am, one more doubt. In peripheral vascular disease case, ma'am, should we examine the upper limbs and tell the findings? Only examine the upper limbs also when only lower limb involvement is there.
ஸோ பெரிஃபரல் வாஸ்குலர் டிசீஸில் வந்து பெரிஃபரல் வாஸ்குலர் அக்ளூசிவ் டிசீஸில் உங்களுக்கு வந்து அப்பர் லிம் யூஸ்வலாக வந்து ரெனால்ட்ஸ் டிசீஸ் காமன். தட் இஸ் ரெனால்ட்ஸ் டிசீஸ் இஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டு. இதில் வந்து டிஏஓ ரேர்லி யூஸ்வலி இன்ஃப்ராபாப்புலிட்டியல். அப்பர் லிம் இன்வால்மெண்ட் இஸ் வெரி ரேர். ஸோ அப்பர் லிம்ல டிஜிஸ் இன்வால்மெண்ட்டு கேங்க்ரின் வந்து ரெனால்ட்ஸ் வரும். அப்புறம் thoracic outlet syndrome, the cervical rib and other thing, you will have a upper limb involvement gangrene வரலாம். Otherwise usually peripheral occlusive, the TAO is involved in the infrapopliteal, the Schneider's criteria இல்ல. So infrapopliteal தான் common.
அப்போ சொல்ல வேணாமா மேம் அப்பர் லிம் பத்தியே?
But on examination, you must examine all the peripheral pulses. Upper limb pulses, so you have to examine. Examination வந்து இப்போ peripheral vascular disease இருந்ததுன்னா examination of the peripheral pulse, first lower limb and upper limb and then abdomen.
Okay.
So எல்லா pulsesமே all pulses you have to. Some examiner வந்து from head to foot examine பண்ணுவாங்க. Some examiner may prefer first you examine the lower limb pulses, then you go to the upper limb and superficial temporal artery and aortic pulsations. So that all depends upon the exam, but you have to examine all the things. Okay. All the pulses should be examined, and you must know the surface markings where you are examining in relation to the bony landmark. That is most important. இப்போ டார்சல் ஸ்பிடிஸ்னா எங்கே நீங்கள் ஃபீல் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறது you must examine, that is in between the malleoli, lateral to the extensor hallucis longus tendon at the first intermetatarsal space. So like that you must mention. இப்போ radial வந்து lateral border of the radius and flexor carpi radialis in between. So that's the landmark for all peripheral pulses you must know.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Any other question? Okay. If there is no questions, we will close this session. See you on next Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.